Hey guys, how's it going? This is going to be a super quick video on essentially how to create a GitHub repository specifically for this Python final assignment. So first, just make sure that you've downloaded the skeleton code and you have that up in, I don't know, Spider or wherever you work. And so, here I've just changed it so we have render template index.html and I have index.html here. And so if you look at the PDF, it says that after you've made those changes, you should make a commit, and we're not going to really be too particular about the commits, but as long as you have 4 commit messages with at least 3 of them indicating what you've done throughout the course of the assignment. So I added the assignments page, or I added the home page, whatever you want to do. And so we're just going to talk about making this first commit, and after that you should be able to go from there. So we have these files, right, in a folder somewhere. And so there's no Git there's no Git involved right now, just our local files on our computer. And so in my case, I have my uni-final, and so inside of it, I have templates and I have app. And so inside of templates, I have index.html. Okay, great. So we want to make this a repo now. And so to do this, we can follow this tutorial right here that is on the GitHub website. Adding an existing project to GitHub using the command line. So we already have an existing project and we want to essentially add it to GitHub. So the first thing, if you follow the tutorial, it will tell you to create a new repository. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to create a new repository here, and I can call it whatever, my uni-final. It doesn't really matter what the name is, as long as it's descriptive of the final, and then sure, put whatever description you want. And then make sure that you don't initialize this with the readme. This will cause a few merging errors, and it's what happened in the recitation. There were a few issues with the readme. So for now, I would say don't put a readme, and then you can add a readme later. So I'm going to create the repository. And okay, so now I have this repository, cool. And so now we can just follow the instructions step by step. So it says we want to initialize the local directory as a Git repository. But before that, we need to make sure that we are inside of the right place. So if you're on a Mac, you're going to want to use the terminal. And if you're on a Windows, you can use Git Bash or some equivalent program. So, okay, right now I am in the same place. I'm in the right place I want to be, right? So I'm in right here. Let me just go back here. Yep, so I'm right here at the same level as my ELT2141-final folder. And I talk about how to navigate through the terminal in the recitation too, so you might want to check that out. There's a link to it in the Dropbox in the description here. Yeah, so okay, so I'm right where I want to be. So now I can just type git init, and great. So we've initialized an empty Git repo, and you can see this little .git folder appears. It might not if you don't have hidden folders on, so that's not important if you can see that or not. Anyway, so okay, so we now have this Git repository, and we want to add all of our files to it. So to do that, just type git add dot, and so we've added all our files to it, and then we can just commit it. So git commit -m and first commit. Okay, so now we've added the files and we've committed them to our local repository. But we want this repository to be on GitHub, right? So we want to basically put all our files into this repository that I've created here. And so if you look at this tutorial, it essentially says you need to copy your repository's link. So if I go to my repo, I have this link right here, right? So if I just copy this, and then we can just keep following this, right? So I've copied the link, and now I'm going to git remote. So make sure that you're at the same level as your final folder. So we're going to initialize so we've initialized the repository here. And so now I'm going to do git remote add origin, and then just put my URL that I just copied. Okay, so now we've added an origin, and so we're just going to verify it. Okay, and so now we're going to push all of our changes that we've made to this remote origin. So git push origin master. And so it's pushing it, okay. And great, okay. So now we have, that's the end of the tutorial, right? So now if I refresh the page, I have all of this code. So I have my folder that says ELT2141-final, and inside of it, I have my templates and my app.py. Great. So now if I make a change, if I were to add something I don't know, let's say define assignments, and then return assignments. And so now if I wanted to reflect that change in my repository, I would go back to my terminal, and so I would do git add dot, and so now I've added that file, I've added all the changes that I've created to the to Git, And so now I'm just going to commit it. So git commit -m, and I'm going to say, like, I don't know, added assignments page or something. Okay, cool. So we've committed it, we've added, we've committed, and now I'm just going to do the same thing, git push origin master. And cool, so now we're pushing it. And so now if I refresh and I go here, so now it says the last thing I did was I added the assignments page. And so you can see the last change I made in app.py was added the assignments page. And so this is essentially what you're going to be doing throughout your assignment. And there's a lot more information on Git in the recitation, but this is like all you need to know for the assignment. And then when you submit this, to submit it, just copy that same link that you had before. If I go back here, and if I just copy this link right here, so like when you submit it to Courseworks, you can literally just copy and paste this link like that. And it'd be helpful if you had a README in here too, just like added a text file. And so yeah, and you can just submit that to Courseworks, and that should be all you need to know. Hopefully that helps.